just had a coughing fit. So after you pee in a cup and you stand in line and you have to say your social security number, and the way that they make you say numbers in boot camp when you first get there, you can't call zeros O's, and you can't say 45 or 72. You have to say 4572 0. You say the number single because 15 can sound like 50, and they're just, so when you're in this big long line trying to say your social security number, you're like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Is that enough numbers? Yeah. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so there's people that get it, but because you're so exhausted and there's people screaming at you, it's kind of challenging for those that aren't listening. And if you're not listening, like, the easiest thing to do in P-Days is to listen, and then you will be fine. Just listen. But the circumstances they put you in, and as stressful as it is, it's kind of hard to listen for some people, I guess. Because there was a female behind me who just couldn't get it right. She didn't understand what was so different, and she was like 598 07 1499, and then the petty officer behind the desk was like, have you heard the way everyone has said their social security number? Like, are you fucking dumb? And they'll ask you if you're fucking dumb. They'll ask you, and she's like, she did not understand what was wrong, so she repeated it over and over and over again. 539 07 1499. Anyway, it took her a long time to actually get it. People were whispering like, don't say oh, and so she'd be like 539 07 1499, and she'd still say 14, and then finally she'd say 1499. Things like that, like, you'd stand there and forever listening to people fuck up, and you just wish that they would have listened, because they tell you right in the beginning how to do it, and if you just pay attention to how everyone else is doing it, you'll be fine. But little tiny things like that, and then they make you feel like an absolute asshole for fucking up like that. So it can be challenging, because if you don't pay attention to detail, and if you're not used to listening, and you're used to, like, for me in class, in high school, if they tell me how to do something, I would just go ahead and do it, and then do it the rest of the way. But the Navy boot camp, even if you knew how to do it, and you knew you weren't going to mess up, and you knew you weren't going to do it wrong, don't you dare move ahead, because you will get in so much trouble. You have to sit there and wait to be told to do every single little thing. But then, when you don't take the initiative to do something, they yell at you for moving ahead, and when you do take the initiative that you get yelled at. You get yelled all the time. But mostly just listen and don't do anything they haven't told you to do yet. You'll be fine. So then after you peed in the cup and you gave out your social security number and you were kind of processed in that sense, they took you to, we were in the passageway. I think the males went somewhere else, but females went into the passageway, and we stood in front of a box of crap. That's where we got our sea bag and our sweats, and well, we didn't get our sweats yet because we had to get those for sizes. Our shower shoes, our knit bags. We got all of the essentials. They give you like a sea bag full of shit, and it was like your first little bit of inventory. So you stand there in front of it, and they'll make sure everybody has everything, and you're going through it, and then one of the petty officers walks up and down, like, there's lines of females like this, and we're all facing each other, and she was walking down the center, and she would look at you, and she'd say, small bottom, large top. Well, that was what I was, because I'm small top, large bottom, because I have a large bottom, small top. And then she'd walk to each person and be like, large bottom, medium top, blah, 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 blah. And then you walk into the room, and you get there's like boxes and boxes and bins full of different sizes, and you walk through and get your sweats and your swimming suit, and females wear the swimming suit top, and it fits so awkward on the bottom, especially for me, because the swimming suit had to be really, really, really small, because I don't have big boobs, so it had to be really, really, really small, but my ass is so big that it was like cutting into my ass. But that's fine, because they make you wear these swishy pants, shorts, and those will be like, that's what they call your birthday suit. You will never be without clothes unless you're in the 4-minute shower. You sleep with your sports bra on, you sleep with your shorts on, you wear the shorts under all your uniforms, you wear the shorts all the time. That's like your underwear, you wear the granny panty underwear, and then the shorts, and then your uniforms. Those shorts killed me. You did everything in them. And we didn't wash our sweats for like 2 weeks when we first got there. That was disgusting. We didn't wash a lot of stuff, and we re-wore our, like, especially if we get ITE'd. PT is regular physical training, like exercise, you go work out. IT, it's called individual training, but it's when you get in trouble, like you you have to do 8 counts and push-ups, like, on the spot, wherever you are. If you're nicely dressed in a uniform or not, they don't give a fuck. They will IT you. And getting IT'd, it wasn't so bad for us because I think our RDCs were either A, really cool, or we were actually a good group, but we didn't get IT'd as much as I thought we were going to get IT'd. Shit. What was I saying about ITing? How was I talking about that? Oh, we would get IT'd. I remember this one night we got IT'd for like 2 hours. That was the most intense I've ever worked out in my life. The floor, the whole entire floor was wet in puddles because they had males and females all in the one house, flooded with sweat. And it was humid in the air because it was terrible. Anyway, we were in our uniforms. We were in our, I don't know if you've seen pictures on Facebook or Instagram. I don't think I had anything on YouTube about my N-dubs yet. They're the blue camouflage. We were in those. So we were working out in those. We were in them. After that, after we IT'd, they were sopping wet. And then, you know, you cool down, you go to chow, you eat, and then you start getting really, really cold because your sweat is wet and the air is blowing on you and it gets cold. And then you end up sleeping in them, changing into them the next day and wearing them for like, we wore those things for like 2 days. It was disgusting. It was gross. But that just makes you learn not to be a fucking asshole and you won't get IT'd. So you're wondering, male and females working together maybe? I don't know if you're wondering that. They separate you when you first get there into divisions. We were Division 176 and we had a brother division 175. And so we were across each you'll be in a ship when you go to boot camp. You'll be in a ship. And there's tons of different ships in boot camp. We were in ship 03 and there's a bunch of different divisions that live in the ship. We lived within the ship. Our house was called our compartment. We lived in a compartment. So the females